Is STEPN still worth it? STEPN burst onto the crypto scene back in spring of 2022, and it's been a wild ride since then. The in-game token, GST, that you earn for walking or running, peaked at around $8. And back then, I was earning about $50 per day simply for going on a 10-minute walk every day. Several months have passed since then, and the question now is STEPN still worth it? I'm getting a lot of comments asking this question on the videos I made about STEPN back in the spring. So I wanted to address what's going on and share my thoughts on the whole project. But real quick before we get started, I made a brand new bootcamp for you, the Crypto Basics Bootcamp, and this is going to give you the step-by-step framework to become a confident crypto investor without the confusion and without the crypto jargon BS. So if you want access for that, just click the link in the description below. You can sign up for free and you'll get access to tips that I don't share anywhere else. Okay, so back to STEPN. So first, let's take a look at what exactly has happened since the peak. And financial and crypto markets have crashed. Thanks to Putin, thanks to Luna. We've seen a crash in the price of NFT sneakers, and these are going for about a floor price of 12 Sol back when Sol was around $100, so about $1,200 back in April. And now the floor price is about 1 Sol, and Solana is down to about $30, so it's about $30 to buy into this game with one shoe. We've seen crashes in the GST and GMT tokens. If you remember, GST is the token you earn through walking, and GMT is the more governance token that you're supposed to be able to earn later on, but they haven't released this feature yet, to my knowledge. So GST peaked at around $8 and was steady at around $4 to $5 for a couple months there, which was great, but now GST is only worth about 3 cents. GMT peaked at around $4 and now it is sitting at around 65 cents. But apart from all of these crashes in prices, we have seen the STEPN team add a lot of new things to the game. They have this whole roadmap to add in new realms, and they added the ETH realm or the Ape realm back a couple months ago, but as far as I can tell, it hasn't done super well. Floor shoes are at about 0.14 ETH right now, which is about $200 give or take. I'm not entirely sure what they started at, but I do know it was much higher when they were first released. They've revamped the mystery box system, which was great, revamped the sneaker breeding system, and added in minting scrolls that you need to breed shoes instead of just the shoes and tokens themselves. And they've added a bunch of new features that I'm not entirely sure really add to the game. So as an example, we already had sneaker wear in the game where you would have to spend some GST every day or every few days in order to repair your shoe so it would continue earning at maximum capacity. And this is where the resilience stat came in. The higher your resilience, the less you would have to pay in GST in order to fix your shoe. But on top of that, one of the new features they added was sneaker HP. And this diminishes as well the more you walk your shoe, and in order to restore your HP, you have to burn gems that you earn through the mystery box system. And this is one of the things I felt took most out of the game for me particularly, because with GST earnings down, I was still walking in order to earn mystery boxes. But in the month or so that I was doing that every day, I only earned a handful, like I think 3 or 4 gems tops. And now they wanted me to take those gems and burn them in order to keep playing the game, when we already had sneaker wear and tear to begin with. So adding in these extra costs to play just isn't really adding to the game in my opinion. But with all of these changes to the game and the crashes in prices, am I still playing STEPN? Well, sort of. Let me explain. I still have 3 shoes, and up until the middle of August, I was still walking mostly every day because at this point, it had become a habit. I've been doing it for a few months. I was used to going out, turning on the game, and walking. And as I mentioned before, because earnings were down, I was walking in order to earn mystery boxes so I could get gems and earn GST in order to upgrade my shoe. They have been telling us that eventually you'll be able to earn GMT with a level 30 shoes. So I was putting all that back into the game because it wasn't really worth it to cash anything out. But then I got COVID. So I was pretty sick and stuck in my house for the better part of 2 weeks, which killed my daily walking habit. But once I finally recovered, I didn't really get back into it because on one hand, there was all these new features that made the game feel less fun to play, and there was not that incentive to be earning $50 a day like I was before. So now I've still been going out and walking occasionally, so when I feel like going for a walk or I'm going to the grocery store, I will turn STEPN on and earn a little bit of GST while I'm doing so, but I haven't gone out of my way to get that habit back to walk every day because to me, it simply isn't worth worth it, and I'm not having as much fun. Let's talk earnings. Is STEPN still worth it? So first, how much am I earning now compared to what I was earning back in April and May? In the past, I was making about 10 GST per day with one shoe. So with one shoe, that means I have 2 energy and I can walk for 10 minutes. And with GST at around $5, that gives us about $50 per day. Now in September of 2022, I am making about 20 GST per day. And that is now with 3 shoes, which gives me 4 energy and 20 minutes of walk time. But with GST priced at about 3 cents, that is only about 60 cents of earnings per day. So it's gone down a lot. So the answer to the big question, is it worth it, is probably not. You're not going to be earning $50 a day anymore, but you can also get in for really cheap. It's only going to cost you about $30 to start playing versus the $1,200 it cost back in the spring. So it's not a huge risk. So if you want to simply get a shoe to check it out, or you want to have extra motivation to start a daily walking habit, then this is great. But it does not have the earning potential it did before. So what are my thoughts on everything that's happened? I've basically written it off as a loss for me, but who really knows when it comes to crypto? Now, I still have 3 shoes and I don't plan on selling them anytime soon simply because it's not worth it. And who knows, if we get another crypto bull run in the next year or two, then the shoes and GST and GMT could go up along with the rest of the market, as a lot of cryptos do. So it might be worth it again in the future. But I did stand behind this project for a long time because I felt that it was a good project. I felt that the team was doing a good job, and I'm not sure I feel so confident about those views anymore. And maybe I am wrong, but I intuitively feel like the project hasn't gone in a great direction. So for example, they've been focusing on adding in new realms like the ETH/Ape realm instead of focusing on fixing the game mechanics and making current players happy. So those on the Solana realm and the BSC realm. And I get it, they're trying to figure out how to balance the in-game economy because nobody's figured this out yet when it comes to play to earn games. All of these games work technically as Ponzi's, and eventually they will crash and burn and go to zero because they rely on new players coming into the game. So nobody's figured out the economics to make that work long term yet, and I understand by adding these new features, they're trying to figure that out. But at the same time, I think what made STEPN special was that it was simple and easy for people to grasp. And it was a great way to get non-crypto people into crypto for the first time because it was simple, it was fun, you were earning money, you were out walking, and the game was simple and easy to understand. And crypto has this bad reputation of being really complicated, really confusing, and this game wasn't that. It was super simple to get into. And with the way they've been adding different features to the game, it's starting to feel confusing again, and I think that's getting away from the core of what made STEPN special to begin with. Yes, I'm disappointed it didn't turn out quite the way I imagined, but that's kind of how things go in crypto, right? You know, I've had my fair share of people dunking on me in the comments because yeah, I did lose some money on this, but I went into this knowing that it was a risk. I was not putting my life savings into this. I thought it was a fun thing to gamble on and have some fun with, and it did pay off in that regard. I just didn't make money in the long term. That's why I always say to never put in more than you're willing to lose into any crypto project because it's volatile. It does crazy things. And STEPN could have gone on for longer if, you know, there wasn't some bad luck involved with the markets crashing, with the whole Luna fiasco. Things might have still been good today if that didn't happen, but it did. And well, you saw what happened. But what do you think? Do you still plan on playing and walking with STEPN, or are you going to pass on this one? I'd love to hear your comments, so leave one below. But if STEPN isn't for you, there's lots to choose from in crypto. If you are in Canada like I am, the best place to get started is to use Newton. This is the app I personally use to buy and sell crypto, and if you sign up at the link in the description below, you'll get $25 for signing up and funding your account with your first $100. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful, and I hope this answers your questions. I've been getting a lot of them about STEPN. If it was helpful, I'd appreciate it if you leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe, and share it with a friend. That would really help me out. Otherwise, if you're ready to continue on down the crypto rabbit hole, check out one of these videos next, and I will see you guys next time.